Hey guys, this is Rune, and today I'm going to be taking you through what Morgana runes you should be taking in the pre-season 8. So basically we're going to be looking at which exact runes to take, and I did a lot of test games and I wanted to see, what the damage per minute, how much mana per minute runes gave, and then I tested them, charted them, and then I'm going to tell you which ones I find are better, but different paths that you can take depending on the playstyle that you want to go through. So today we're going to be creating a rune page for Morgana Support. So for me, I primarily chose sorcery as my main one because you want to be able to get a lot of damage off as Morgana. She's not one of the ones that you sit back and you just keep throwing stuns out. Like, you can, but that's more something like Lux would do if you want to go for support, or like a Lulu or a Janna if you just want to sit back. But Morgana is a very engaged support. You want to be able to, flash and get the ult combo. Everyone knows the flash ult combo for Morgana. So that is basically what we want to focus on. So we want to be able to get off a lot of damage. So sorcery is the way to go. Now, I was looking, this is the main deal. Do I go Airy or do I go Comet? Phase Rush, not really that good on Morgana, not good on a lot of people. I've seen like Darius run it where it's been pretty good, but for the most part it's Airy or Comet. Now, I did chart out a couple games and I want to tell you that I did find that Airy was definitely a better pick. Now, basically, for Comet, I found that over the games the damage per minute was around 43.3. Now with this, it's pretty good damage per minute. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good for just like a rune on the side. It actually does a lot of damage. But Airy actually does 55.67 damage per minute on average, and it also shields around 5.7. Now it's different because on Morgana it is just a black shield, so you don't use it all the time for just basic attacks from other ADCs like a Lulu, where a Lulu would get a lot more out of Airy on the shielding part, but the damage part is still there, and also shielding, it is still there, 5.7 per minute, which is actually not that bad. Because you're not always in combat every minute, so the damage and shield is definitely better on Airy, so I would go with Airy. But if you are one of the ones that just sit back and don't do a lot, Comet can be good because every time you hit a stun, it's better. Because when you hit a stun, Comet is automatically going to hit. For Airy, it's the same, except for you also get the W. So for your W, if you hit it, it's automatically going to do it. So if you keep poking with your W, which you're supposed to do, then you will get extra damage off his Airy. I think that's why Airy is a little bit better, but Comet is still the automatic hit when you hit the Q. Same as Airy, but it does more damage. It just, you can hit Airy a lot more times. So we're going to choose Airy, and then we go on to our next one. So this one, it's basically a choice between all three. The reason I am not really considering Ultimate Hat, though, is because we want to look for a little bit more sustain in lane. Now, Morgana does take a lot of mana, so that's why I was thinking Mana Flow Band. Really, really good. I did the statistics, and Mana Flow Band gets you about 50 mana per minute. It's about 50.4 per minute. Now, that's really good. But then I was looking at Nullifying Orb. Now, it shields 26.1 per minute around. It's also magic damage, so it depends really on the bot lane that you're against. You'll have to, figure it out. So I'd say if you are against, back when like Ziggs ADC was a thing, if you're against a lot of AP damage or like a Lulu support even, then I would think that Nullifying Orb would be a really good item. But then again, Mana Flow Band does get you a lot of mana that can help you in the future. So really, it's your call. If you're against a magic damage, like a lot of magic damage, I would say go for Nullifying Orb because it does do like a lot of shielding, 26.1 per minute. But Mana Flow Band, again, gets you a lot of mana. I would mostly stick with Mana Flow. It would be the best. So we're going to go with Mana Flow. The next one, it's really, for all of these, like, Transcendence is definitely the one to go for, no questions asked. The others are really not that good on Morgana, especially because you're in the action, and being above 70% health and everything, it doesn't do a lot for you. You're going to be low a lot, so just overall Transcendence is definitely the best one there. Now, I was looking at These now, Gathering Storm, it is good, but it's more for scaling. And Morgana, she doesn't really need a lot of scaling. She needs early game to push out and help her ADC get out of lane and be able to become the carry that he is or she is. It doesn't matter which ADC it is. But yeah, so Gathering Storm, I wouldn't really recommend that much. Water Walking it's good, but it's not the best on a lot of supports in the moment because Scorch does have that damage. Now, for Scorch, you're going to be wanting hitting your Q in lane every like 10 to 20 seconds. You're going to be wanting hitting it. So Scorch, every 20 seconds it burns the champions. Now Scorch, I did the calculations as well, it's around 30.1 damage per minute. Now, that is definitely better than the damage that you're getting, like the adaptive damage that you're getting from water walking, because you're not going to be in river that often. So definitely Scorch for Morgana, it's the best that you can do. It also helps with your W, because your W is ticking out on her as Scorch is ticking out if you hit your W before your Q. So we're going to go with Scorch there. Now, secondary, I have seen Domination work, but I would definitely think that Inspiration would be the best choice. Now, Hex Flash, I wouldn't go for because there's a lot better ones to use. Also, you're not going to be using it that often in lane. I find I don't use it that often. It's you have to channel it long, but it could be good for Morgana. Now, in these senses, if you are one that stay in the bush a lot, and then you can Hex Flash out of the bush, or even just flash if you have regular. But if you have Hex Flash, it'll give you time to use it in lane and be able to actually get in the middle of them. Now that's a really good engage tool because a lot of the times you're flash ulting, and if you don't have flash for another 300 seconds, then you know you're gonna want to have a flash. So Hex Flash can be an option there if you're looking for it. Now, if you're running Mana Flow Band, I do not think that you should do Biscuit Delivery because it increases your maximum mana, yes, but you're going to get a lot more mana from Mana Flow Band. So if you do use your abilities like a lot, Biscuit Delivery can work, but again, it wouldn't be the best choice. Now, a definite choice for me is Perfect Timing. Now, Perfect Timing, it builds into Zhonya's, which is one of the first items you want to get as Morgana because you want to be able to go into the middle of them. Zhonya's, hit your ult on everyone. It is definitely one of the ones I would definitely choose, so then it would be a second one, whichever one that I would choose. So Perfect Timing is definitely going to be my first one. And now I was looking at a different one. Minion, no, I just definitely do not go for this one. It's okay, but it's not good for the purpose that you want to go. You want your ADC to be able to do as much as he can. Futures Market is one of those ones that it's good because it lets you pick up like the extra control ward that you wouldn't be able to do before, or maybe even boots or a ruby crystal. It lets you do it. In some cases, it is definitely really good because you can get a lot out of it. But then again, being dead all the time isn't the best. So Futures Market is definitely a good choice. I don't knock it at all. It lets you get a lot of extra items early and get that boost early if you want it. Not the choice I would go for though. Magical Footwear, definitely one of the high choices. You get a lot out of it, especially because you don't have to buy the boots early, but then again, you can buy it earlier with Futures Market. They're both kind of even, I would say. Probably Futures Market over Magical Footwear, but in the end, it's really up to your choice if you want to buy the boots or not. I think the 10 extra movement speed helps you get to lane a lot faster, and if you do get a lot of kills because you're putting on a lot of damage early and you're not just sitting back as Morgana, it's really good, and you get boots a lot earlier. So I would say Magical Footwear. Cosmic Insight, though, this is the one that I would say to get. It helps you with a lot of CDR, and that's really what you want. You want to be able to have the CDR, and for here, the Summoner Spell CDR, getting your flash a lot sooner, definitely a Morgana. What is the number one choice? You want to be able to get inside those fights. So that's definitely a choice. I wouldn't run Cosmic Insight and Hextech Flash Trepton. It's a very hard word to say. Anyway, but yeah, because then you're not using the Hex Flash as much. And then these two, Celestial Body is more for ones that don't want to do the damage early, don't want to be able to put on that pressure early. Kind of like maybe a Rakan or a Thresh, ones that don't have to do as much damage early. But as Morgana, you're going to be wanting to put on the pressure as early as you can. So losing the little bit at the beginning will matter in the end. And the 100 health at the end, not going to do as much. Now, Perch Velocity, it's decent, but then again, you're going to be the one that's actually doing most of the initiating. Your ADC isn't, so I don't find it's the biggest choice. So I think that Cosmic Insight is definitely the way to go for this. And this is your rune page, you can call it. Let's say Morgana. Oh, I cannot spell. Morgana Support. You can go with that, and this is your new Morgana Support page. I definitely feel like this is the best page, but again, there's a lot of options. Like I said, Manifold Band. You can make a nullifying orb if they have a lot of like magic damage. You could go for the scaling late game if you wanted. Scorch, I feel, is better. Transcendence, again, best one here. Airy, you can go for Comet, definitely, and these definitely play around with. This is just my opinion. Like Perfect Timing, definitely a choice. Being able to flash in early and get like an early Zonias, like such an early time. Really, it throws the enemy team off, and when they go for you because you're so close, and then they just die because they've been in the ult too long. It's really good, I find. And then Cosmic Insight, definitely a second choice. So let's save that again, just get it out. And that is actually the Morgana that I think you should be playing. Then again, comment something if you feel like I messed up somewhere, if I should get something else. Definitely tell me. I'm open to suggestions because, we're all here to become better players. And obviously, if you're on this video, you want to become a Morgana main like me. So definitely go for it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. That's about it for today. There will be a montage coming out soon. I'm not sure when I can get enough clips, because obviously they have to be good enough. But yeah, thank you, and come back soon.